Hi, hello, how's it going? Welcome back. If you guys are new here, my name is Nkenna. I'm responsible for everything that goes on here. As you guys can tell from the title of the video, today we are going to be talking about navigating adult friendships, finding your circle. This is such a hot topic and it's a little bit of a touchy subject, I will admit, because I'm someone who I have 2 bachelor's degrees. I thought that I met all my lifelong friends in undergrad. I went to nursing school. I thought I also met another group of lifelong friends, but things happen, people grow apart, and that's okay. Sometimes people are only meant to be in your life for 3 years. Some people are only meant to be in your life for 13 years. Sometimes the season is the whole duration of your life, from the time you meet them until death do you part. Either way, it should not be a scary thing to find friends and for friendships to fade apart and go and find new friends. So I wanted to talk about a few things that I find helpful when trying to navigate new friendships and establish new friendships as someone in their 30s, postgraduate, living in a big city. First things first, be open. If you get invited places, go. I read the book Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes, and it is so important to have an open mind. If people invite you places, go. I also operate from the mindset of people are gonna invite you, and it's gonna get to a point if you keep saying no, they will stop inviting you. Go with an open mind. I'm not saying stay and be miserable, but go, you never know who you could meet. Some of my best experiences, some of the coolest people I've met in New York City, I've gone to solo parties and I've just approached people and started talking, and the rest is history. In fact, I met these 2 really dope girls. I went to a Goujon by Corey Towns. It was a joint party sponsored by Topicals. Yes, it was in Brooklyn. I just worked 3 12-hour shifts in a row. I drove to Brooklyn, went to the party. It was in the summer, it was during Gemini season, and I saw these 2 other girls. I thought they were so pretty. They had natural hair. They looked super dope. They were together as friends, and I saw them wearing Gemini necklaces, and I am also a Gemini, a June Gemini, and I went over to them. I was like, are you guys Geminis? We started talking. We hung out for the rest of the night. The party was over at like 4 a.m. We said our goodbyes, hugged, exchanged IGs, and we went out. We got dinner after I ran a half marathon. We've kept in contact since then, but there's 2 really dope girls, and that was the first year that I was in New York City, and I've been here for 3 years. Which brings me to my next point. Go out and don't be afraid to do things solo. Fostering your hobbies and engaging in activities that you find enjoyable outside of the home is such a great way to meet new people with similar interests. If you love making pottery and you continuously go to a pottery studio, you're going to find other people who also love pottery, and right there you already have one thing in common. Same thing can be said if you like museums and you constantly go to museums. Eventually you're going to meet somebody with a common interest. Don't be afraid to go out places by yourself, because again, you never know who you'll meet. The next tip that I would give is be open to rekindling some connections within reason. I'm a firm believer in not every friendship that ends needs to be rekindled. Some things fizzle out and that's the end of that season, and that's okay. Things end for a reason. However, if you guys are 2 friends, you got busy, you naturally drifted apart, there's no bad blood, definitely reach out, try and catch up over coffee, and you never know where it could go. Everybody's busy, we're all adults. You have to give people grace. Not everything is about you. Sometimes people go distant because they're dealing with a lot, whether it's wedding planning, buying a house, the death of family member, whatever it is, work, you just never know. I always say a good rule of thumb, if I ever feel like I'm doing all the heavy lifting, I'm doing majority of the work, I see myself out. For the last 3 years, my word of the year has been reciprocity. I can only pour in what other people are pouring in, but I don't want to feel like I'm the only person doing the heavy lifting and doing the work to maintain the relationship. I know it can feel like in this day and age, you have to be a bit thirsty for friends. You have to really seek people out, but there is a difference between putting yourself out there and you are the only one pining for affection. You're the only one trying to maintain the friendship. The next tip I would give would be to join community groups. There are so many apps, so many groups. These community groups can be dinner parties. These community groups could like art. Community groups could have a weekly game night. You name it, there are community groups for all of these things for any type of interest. Gardening, photography, the list goes on. I've actually toyed with the idea of starting a book club in New York City, and I think that that would be amazing. And even taking it a step further, if you are a person of faith, you can join community groups within your church. Again, you guys already have a common interest with your faith. Now you can have a second common interest. And the final tip that I would give is to be patient and remain true to yourself. I know for me personally, I've kind of been a little hard on myself, saying I've lived in New York City for 3 years. Why have I not found my people? Why have I not found my group? Because I see other people moving to the city and they immediately find their people. They immediately find their love interest. And I'm like, when is it going to happen for me? When is it going to be my turn? When am I going to feel comfortable? It's been really tough, I admit, being a travel nurse, leaving my nuclear family, leaving my friend group, and then in turn, those relationships kind of falling to the side and being in a completely new city and having some casual acquaintances, but not feeling like I found my lifelong friend group. Friendships do take time. I'm a person who wants a few quality friendships rather than having a lot of casual acquaintances, because in a big city like New York, it is very, very easy to highlight and magnify your loneliness, even though you're not truly alone. So that is it. If you guys would like a video on making friends as a nurse, I definitely could do a whole other video about that. If you guys want to follow up, if you guys want more details, have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below in the comment section. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, definitely subscribe, give it a thumbs up, share with somebody who you think could find this helpful, and until next time,